Okay, so a few things that I want to talk to you guys about, but before we get started, I want to make sure that you guys saw that we have two sneak peeks this month. One of them is going to be our regular sneak peek blitz, and another one is going to be a Zoom, and we're going to get some other coaches involved who aren't normally part of our Zoom. But if you invite the most people, you will also have a chance to tell your story um, that evening. So next Thursday and then 2 weeks from that date. So write those down. They're both on the calendar, but write them down and make sure you are on both of those because April 12th is quickly approaching and we want to make sure that we are inviting every single day to the opportunity. So that's really key right now. We need to push. There's so much research out there that shows if you do not set a deadline for your goals, then they're basically useless. Like you're never going to reach them. So it's so imperative that you set a deadline and you go after it like your life depends on it. So actually set it and act like it, treat it like it is a drop dead date. Like you absolutely have to get to whatever rank by that date. And I promise you that you will fare much better than if you're just like, well, if it happens, it happens, or maybe by next year or whatever. So do the work and make sure that you get it done. Then also wanted you to know, I just posted it on our team page, but know that Daily Sunshine is $30 off this month. That's a huge discount. So make sure you're talking with people about that. I know a lot of people have been hesitant about Daily Sunshine because of the price point. My kids drink it every day. They love it, especially the strawberry banana. They're not as crazy about the chocolate, but they love the strawberry banana. And I drink it a lot as well, but they have to eat what we eat at night and they have to have a no thank you bite at the very least. And their only option if they don't eat what I prepare is to drink Daily Sunshine. So that's a great way for them to get in their fruits, vegetables, healthy fats, protein, all of that. I also like the idea of like if you're having pizza night or whatever that's not the most healthy, if you add in Daily Sunshine with that and make it a healthier dinner that you're providing, or like popcorn during movie night, then have Daily Sunshine with it or something like that. So even if you're not doing it every day, it's a really great way to get Daily Sunshine into your children's hands. But it's a great month to talk. If you've talked to people about it before and they've been hesitant because of the price, then talk to them about it now. Corporate is really considering dropping the price, but we have to show that people will buy it at that price. So I want to make sure that it stays around because it's such a great addition to our catalog. So make sure that you're talking to people about it. Okay, Summit, make sure you get there. It is amazing and it's life-changing and it's incredible. So definitely get it on your calendar. Make plans to be there. We'll have hotel space. Don't worry about that. Drive if you need to drive, whatever. But the tickets are discounted right now, so there's no excuse. Get to Summit. Summit party this month if you hit Success Club, and next month I think you have to have 20 points, but that's what initially it was anyway. But then somebody posted something in one of my pages today that just said you have to get to Success Club. So I'm not sure. Check the FAQ. I didn't write the number down, but check it because the parties are fun. Okay, now I'm going to get on to what I wanted to talk about because I don't want to keep you guys all night, but I hope you have a pen and paper ready. Something I've been doing that's working for, yay, Caitlin, that's working for my new coaches. I was trying to figure out like where I was failing them because I felt like they were just getting overwhelmed. Like there's too much information and they were just not starting. They were getting overwhelmed. Like they might start the boot camp, and maybe they would even finish it, but they never really took action. It's like they didn't know how to proceed. So I am revamping that right now as we speak, but I've been changing it up. So I don't even send my coaches to the boot camp in the beginning. So what I'm doing and what is working really well is and they get the very first email from corporate, right? With their the welcome email that has a video. So I send them an email. The first thing, I give them action steps in that email. And she kind of talked about this. It was interesting that the girl on the phone, on the National Wake Up Call, Megan, talked about some of this morning. We have some, I didn't know that was her topic when I planned this. But I do kind of a similar thing with a checklist. And the first thing they do is watch that video from corporate, and they get their profile set up. And they write their coach ID down. So that's like the very first thing they do. I'm like, memorize your coach ID. You're going to need it. Write it down. So they watch that email from corporate, which is super simple, how to set up their website. That's what they do very first. So they do that and get their coach ID written down. Then I have them take action. I send them 3 other videos, which are like super simple tutorials, like social media. They're from Craig, not from Craig, they're from Kim Carver. So I can send them to you guys if you're interested, but they're short and simple. Like they're his new ones, like how to expand your market, like how to invite, and social media basics. So that's what I send them. And then I sometimes will send a share a cart, the share a cart video, but that's it. So they're all super short and simple. And then I give them the actual words for them to say so they can take action immediately. And this is what I figured out. You guys, like, we basically have to write their first post for them. Like that, for some people you don't have to, but generally speaking, that helps them so much. If you can just write the first post or help them write it, and then they have it. And this is write this down, okay? This is one, you can kind of change it to fit your needs, but this is one I'll give you a couple. This is one that I really like. Hey guys, I have been stalking this girl on social media. And they can put Facebook, Instagram, if they found you on Instagram, wherever they found you. I've been stalking this awesome girl on social media. That girl, they're going to post a picture of you. They're going to post a picture of your transformation. So if their coach is Caitlin, they're going to get Caitlin's transformation picture, and they are going to post it. And they're going to say, hey guys, I've been stalking this awesome girl on Facebook or on Instagram. And I finally decided to do one of her challenges. So write this down. Hey guys, I've been stalking this girl on social media, on Facebook or Instagram, whatever your format, your social media is. And I finally decided to do one of her challenges, but I'm afraid to do it alone. Do you want to join me? Super simple, honest, right? It's honest. They probably are afraid. Like, this is somebody obviously who is brand new, who hasn't done one of your challenge groups before. So I'm afraid to do it alone. Do you want to join me? Boom. Simple, real. It's real. Okay. And then as soon as they get people responding or whatever, which they will almost every single time, you actually walk them through the conversations. Okay. So the only thing that you really need to have done with them is show them BB links, how to enter their coach ID, and then show them how to use share a cart, right? So they can set up their links. But then I actually have a little blurb that I send them about the program. If it's about 80-day obsession, if it's about 21-day fix, whatever it's about, I actually send them a little blurb about, like, this is what a challenge group is. And it's short and simple. Like, it's not like this long paragraph. It's super short and simple with a video that's off YouTube. I put them on Vimeo, Vimeo, which is free. There's a paid one, but you can do it free. And I send that to them, and they just post, because the person who's commenting wants more information generally. So then I say, okay, this is what you're going to send them. This is more information about our group. I write it out, I send it, and basically I say something like, you come together with a group of women who don't know each other before you begin. By the end, everybody's good friends. It's a great community that's uplifting, blah, 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 blah. Really simple meal plan. Here's a video, that kind of thing, okay? So that's what I send, but I write it for them. And then I just kind of do the conversation with them. But the beauty of this is it gives them a quick win, because 1 or 2 or 3 people are going to purchase, and they automatically hit Success Club. This is not how they're going to hit Success Club every month that they're a coach, right? It's not what we're worried about. Obviously, they're going to have to send invites and do that. But from the beginning, like, they just get paralysis of analysis. They just overthink. They don't know how to start. So the key, honestly, is for them to just take action, and then they can figure it out. After they do this, then we can get them, they can get comfortable, get in the challenge group, then we can get them through the boot camp and all that other stuff, and really learn how to show up on social and how to develop a brand and find their market. Like, that stuff is not that important from day one. From day one, we want to get them posting and get comfortable and just put themselves out there so they can get that quick win, get Success Club points early, make some money early. That is really what we want to do. So set them up quickly. So I advise you to give them your transformation picture and say that exact thing. Another variation of that is, I've been stalking this nutrition/fitness girl on Facebook or Insta, and finally signed up with her to do an at-home challenge. It would be so much more fun if we do it together. Any interest? ? It's on sale this month too, so even better. So something like that, where it doesn't put the pressure on them. It doesn't put the, like, they're not going, I just signed up to be a coach, which then people are like, oh, awesome, salesy. It doesn't do that. It shifts the focus to you. So that's really, and three-way, so Sharon, so three-way chats work. So that's two different ways you can do it. Either a three-way chat, or to send the blurb like I was talking about that I write for them. So that's what I do first. As soon as they get interest, as soon as they have somebody go, I might be interested, tell me a little bit more about that. I have the little blurb that I send. It's literally like, here, I will read it to you. My 80-day obsession one, because that's the one I'm getting the most interest on right now. So it's super, super simple and short. So I don't say what it's called or anything like that because I don't want them to Google it. So I'm just like, it's a full body program, but there's a serious focus on abs and booty, the muscle confusion, 80 completely different workouts. The meal plan is all about time nutrition. So you know exact macros and portions and when. I run an online virtual boot camp for women doing it. Here's a short video. And then I send them the Vimeo link. And then I say, does that look like something that you'd be interested in doing? And then, 99.9% of the time they say, yes, tell me more about it, or tell me the cost or whatever. And so I can go into all that stuff in more detail. But you don't need to send all that first thing. You just need to give them that basic information. So instead of saying, like, I run an online virtual boot camp for women doing it, I would have her say, she runs online boot camps for women doing it, meaning my coach, this girl that I'm stalking, she runs online boot camps for women doing it. So that's what I would have her say. Now, if they've already done a round or two or three, they've been in your challenge groups before and they decide to become a coach, they do the same thing with, if they don't have a big transformation yet, they still can use your transformation picture. So they're not like putting themselves out there in a vulnerable way yet. If they don't feel comfortable with that, they put your same picture up and say, hey guys, I've been stalking this awesome girl on social media, Instagram, Facebook, whatever. Just joined one of her challenges. I've been doing this for a month now and I've already lost 10 pounds or I've already lost 10 inches or whatever their results are at that point. I've decided I want to do another round because I love it so much. Anyone want to do it with me? Super simple, right? Super, super simple. Anybody can do it. And that's the beauty of it, right? Literally anybody can do it. And it's not scary because they're not really talking about their own transformation. They're talking about yours. Yes? Makes sense? Okay. So basically you just say, I have your first post to get your first 3 customers. And that's before they get into any training whatsoever. So you get their coach ID. Your steps are you get their coach ID, have them write it down, give them their links, or teach them share a cart or BB links. I do both and just show them how to use those. And it's so simple now, thank goodness. But there's a quick video that you can show them as well. But then I give them a simple description of what it is, like I just said with the video. And I give them a little short paragraph and have them save that. And then I just walk them through their conversations, or I set up a 3-way. No, the Vimeo is the video that's the YouTube video. But I don't want it on YouTube because you see all those why I left Beachbody, whatever, those ridiculous things, and they can send them down a rabbit hole. I don't want them down a rabbit hole. So I want them just to see that video and that's it. So that's why I put them on Vimeo. Yes, no, the rabbit holes are awful. So yeah, so Vimeo is great. And I have a link to that if you want, if anybody wants the 80-day obsession one, I have the Vimeo link for that I'm happy to share with you guys. I'll share it with you after the call. But so I have a few on Vimeo, the ones that I use the most. But also BB Links has the videos now to a lot of the programs, and you can use those links as well, and they don't send them to YouTube. So I recommend those too. I use BB Links all the time. It's a really great little service there. But that's so much better than paralysis of analysis, and they have success and excitement from day one because they automatically have, you know, they're talking with people, they're excited that people are interested, they can start making money quickly, and it works really, really well. Do I create the I just take the videos from YouTube and put them in Vimeo. So I don't really create anything. I just take the videos that are already made, the little 2 to 3 minute videos, and that's it. And then another thing you can do that some coaches have done successfully, I have not done this yet, but I've heard great things about it, is to interview like a new coach. You can interview the coach on their, like doing a Facebook Live. This would work if you, there are, oh gosh, what is it called? I just forgot. Shoot, there's an app that you can use to join people together on Facebook Live. I can't remember right now, it escapes me, but there is an app for that. But if you live in the same place, obviously you could be on a live together in the same room. But if not, there is an app that allows you to, gosh darn it, I wish I could remember the name of it. There's an app that allows you to do it. But basically, they could ask you interview questions, like Transformation Tuesday interview questions live on Facebook. How did you feel prior to starting the Beachbody Challenge? What inspired you to change your life and start your transformation journey? Basically, have y'all ever read the Beachbody Challenge, like the interviews with the people who've lost all the weight? It's kind of the same questions as those. Like if you've ever featured a Beachbody Challenge winner or somebody who's lost like 100 pounds or whatever on your Transformation Tuesday story, like the ones that Beachbody has on their blog or whatever. So it's kind of some of the same questions as those. How did you feel prior to starting the Beachbody Challenge? What inspired you to change your life or start your transformation journey? How did participating in a group help you reach your goals? How did your group support you and keep you accountable? Describe the results you achieved. What achievements are you most proud of? How has your life changed since completing the program? So the same basic stuff, but they would be interviewing like their coach, or you could interview them if they've gone through your group. But just a way to kind of take the pressure off of them. So they're not scared to do it by themselves, like to talk in a video or to feature themselves, whatever. It's just, it's a vulnerable place. If you're not used to posting on social media and then all of a sudden you are featuring yourself and, in a sports bra, like it's just not that comfortable for new coaches. So I really love the idea. I mean, I like the interview idea, but I really prefer the one where they take their coach's transformation. I think that is just money, and I love it. And it's working so well for my new coaches. So that's really what I encourage you guys to try and to implement. It's so simple, and it just takes all the pressure off of them and gives them quick wins, which is huge. And then I just think it's important that we write the copy for our coaches' post, their first post, maybe even their first couple of posts, but just to help them along with that, because this is new, right? I don't care how educated you are. I don't care what skills you have. Like, you probably do not have the skills that you need to be successful at this from day one. So it just helps to actually write that copy for them. So I would write down the ones that I gave you tonight, and I can share them with you if you didn't write them down. But they're just super simple, and they work. So that's what's big about it. Okay, and then the other thing I wanted to talk to you guys about really quickly is the product samples, the sampler that is available now. Okay, so a few things about that. Number one, it'll really help build personal product experiences. So if you have not used these different products, then it would be a great way for you to try them without having to commit to buying like a whole thing of, Recover, if you're not interested in necessarily doing a whole month of it or whatever, or just whatever you haven't tried, you're able to now try it, different flavors of Shakeology, that kind of thing. So it definitely builds personal product experience. So I love it for that. And the thing about Energize, so Shakeology, if somebody tries it one time, there is not really a perceivable way to tell a difference generally immediately with one packet of Shakeology. They know if they like it or not, probably, but they're not going to probably see a difference in their regularity or their energy necessarily, or their digestion or their sugar cravings. Like that's not, you don't get all of that from one packet, right? Usually it takes like a week or 2 weeks to really see changes. The thing about Energize is there's a perceivable difference within 15 minutes, right? Like that's the first thing that I give to all of my customers who don't purchase Energize. If they purchase Challenge Pack without Energize, I send them that. I send them Energize because that's the next thing they are going to be drinking every single day, right? It's just like I send 2 packets to every single person who buys a Challenge Pack without Energize, like a Challenge Pack with just Shakeology. I send them 2 packets of Energize, and I guarantee you those people are drinking Energize within like a week after drinking it. They have ordered, because you can honestly, it's palpable, right? Like, immediately that you can tell a difference in your workout. So I highly recommend doing that. If you have somebody doing Body Beast or Hammer and Chisel or any of those programs, send them a packet of Recover, right? Or CrossFitters, send them a packet of Recover. If you have people who are like struggling, if people are drinking Monster energy drinks, send them Energize, right? Like, know our product catalog so you know the equivalents and what you can help them with. If they have kids playing soccer, send them Hydrate. Send them a packet of Hydrate. If they are doing something out in the yard where they're like mowing or whatever, send them Hydrate. If they're outside sweating in Texas in the summer for length of time, send them Hydrate, right? If their kids are drinking Gatorade, for the love, send them Hydrate, because Gatorade is crap, okay? So just know the offerings that we have and how they can meet somebody's needs. But Energize, a few things that and Daily Sunshine with kids, right? So a few things I highly recommend with Energize. I send 2 to everybody, like I said, who does not have it in their initial challenge pack. I send it to every new customer lead. With that, I send a text introducing myself and ask them if the address attached to their account is appropriate to send a gift, if that's the correct address to send a gift. I have about a 75% response rate. So if you don't have a 75% response rate, write that down. And I send them, when they respond that is the right address, I send them a couple packets of Energize. And then I follow up to make sure they receive it. So that's just a natural sort of relationship building thing, right? So even if they don't buy, it still leads to conversation, and it still leads to relationship building, and they'll know that I care. So even if they don't buy, they'll know that I at least care. So that's been huge for me as well. And then of course I would highly recommend ordering any samplers under your spouse or your second business center so you increase your volume. So always, anytime you're getting anything like that, always do it under a spouse or a second business center, especially if you want to keep them active and they're not drinking Shakeology. Order the sampler there on HD, so you always have packets you can send to people for different things. Also, I use them all the time in our challenge groups. We have different prizes all the time, and Energize is always, I can't tell you how many people in our challenge groups are now drinking Energize because that was the prize that they received for a week and they loved it. And so now they're on Energize, like so many people. So if they are not drinking Energize initially, a lot of them got it with 80-Day Obsession, but so many of all my challenge packs before that pretty much were all access challenge packs with Shakeology. So many of them were. So those people had not tried Energize. But so I use a couple Energize packets as well in my challenge groups for winners. So that's how I use them. I do the same thing with Recover. I've done Ziploc baggies for people who know me well. If they don't know me well, I don't generally do that because that's kind of, I don't think I would use something that somebody sent me in a Ziploc baggie, but I don't know. Probably not. But now that we have the samplers that have the actual packets, you know, a little more professional, you can do that. But those are some ways that I would leverage that sampler pack. So send energized packets, especially because that is such a great Recover too, but Energize is just one of those that they can feel it immediately and it affects their workouts immediately. And so I've had a really good response rate with that for my free customers and my people who are already customers who then start drinking Energize. So that's what I would recommend. Oh, how many PV? I don't remember. Let me see if I have the graphic. Hold up. I think I do. It is 75 PV and 56 TV. And then I also have this other graphic I was going to share with you guys that has sort of what I've just discussed. Another little example that you could use if you use your uplines, if they use, your new coach uses her upline, so if they use your transformation picture, something else that they could say. But they need to make sure they make it public. Make sure you tell them to do it around 8 p.m. Monday or Sunday through Thursday. So make sure they don't do it Friday and Saturday. Those are just little things that we kind of take for granted because we already know. But make sure your new coach doesn't know that. So make sure your new coach knows not to post something like that on a Friday or a Saturday night. So do your picture, make it public, but leverage us on our transformation, and then post it around 8 p.m., 8 to 9 p.m. on Sunday through Thursday. And then I also teach, okay, so this is the step-by-step. I meant to go through this earlier. So do the post like I told you, tell them exactly what to write. Okay, y'all, I've been stalking this awesome girl on Facebook and following her journey and finally decided to do one of her online challenges, but I'm afraid to do it alone. Does anybody want to join me so we can hold each other accountable? Okay, super simple, not threatening at all. They can leverage us. So then 2, if they've been in a challenge, okay, y'all, I've been stalking this awesome girl and following her journey, finally decided to do one of her challenges. I've already lost 10 pounds or however many inches, and I feel, insert however they feel. I've decided to do another round. Does anybody want to join me so we can hold each other accountable? Boom, super simple, okay? Tell them when to post it. So around 8 p.m., Sunday through Thursday, one of those days. And then to make it public, that's big too. And then we need to teach them to respond. So to anyone who likes their comment or who comments, obviously, but respond back. So message anyone who likes it or comments that they're interested. If they like it, I tell mine to say, hey, thanks so much for liking my post. I was a little scared to share it, but I'm so excited to start this journey. Were you interested in joining us? That's all they say. If they commented, hey, I'm so excited you're interested in joining us. What are your current health and fitness goals? I want to see if you might want to do the same program I'm doing. Okay, super simple, right? Then you can do a 3-way. Sharon, I think you were the one who asked about that. You can contact your sponsor for your next steps is what I tell mine. Typically, we'll get in a 3-way chat. You'll see exactly how we interview them and set them up to get started so you can do it seamlessly in the future. So that's just for the new coaches who've never done it before, right? It's just a good way for them to see how you do it. And then once they've seen that, they don't need you on it every single time. But it's just a great way for them to see what kind of questions to ask and exactly what that conversation looks like. Okay, wait, how many? Do I recommend ordering lots of those versus the boxes? Not necessarily, it depends. It really depends. So I get a box of Energize every month. That's one of my HDs, Brittany. But I like the sampler for the different flavors of Shakeology. Like I send the different flavors of Shakeology to people who are current customers already, and they might want to try it. Generally, that's who I share Shako with. just because, first of all, it's a waste. Like, I find that if I give samples of Shakeology away, it devalues the product. People don't, if they try it, they're like, oh yeah, whatever. Like, I will only give it to somebody who's seriously considering it, or like a family member or best friend. Like, I'm not giving it away otherwise, because they don't think anything of it. And I don't do that. I make them pay $5. So the only times I give away Shakeology are in a challenge group. Somebody wins something and they want to try a different flavor, or if it's a current, okay, I guess 3 situations. A current challenger who maybe wants to try a different flavor, like a long-time challenger, whatever. They're already drinking it, and then I send them a different flavor. Or somebody who's run out and is waiting for a shipment for whatever reason. I'll send them samples of whatever flavors. So I just find that's just good customer service, right? If they're waiting on it and they love it and theirs hasn't arrived yet, I always send. And honestly, like, we have like almost 200 people, I think, in my 80-day obsession group. And if any person in that group is out of Energize or Recover, I'm like, let me, I tell, if they're like, oh no, I'm out until whenever, like, I jump on that and I send it to them immediately. Like, immediately. I'm like, okay, I'll send you some tomorrow, and drop it in the mail, because that's just good customer service. That makes us all look good. I don't care if it really benefits me specifically. It just makes our whole team look good, and makes all of our rete look good, and it's good customer service, makes our company look good. And we want them to continue drinking it, so, because it's good for their results, which helps them and helps their coach or whomever. So I really highly recommend that. Yes, there are. Oh no, you can't buy a box of samples yet of just Recover, but they are part of the sampler, Brittany.
Yeah.
But yes, there's not. I do believe they're coming out with them though. I think they're also coming out with vegan Recover. That's kind of heard that through the grapevine. Yeah, so that'll be cool for a lot of people. Okay, I think that's all I wanted to talk about. Does anybody have any other questions? Everybody's clear on everything? You are most welcome. Hopefully you can get your coaches started right. It's been really exciting, because I'm watching all my coaches get Success Club points like right out of the gate, and I'm loving that. So it's awesome to see them get those quick wins. It had been a minute. So I feel like all of last year, they just kind of struggled. Yeah, I know, it's crazy that the National Wake Up Call was on this very topic. Well, sort of similar. It always kind of works out that way, but it had been on my mind for a while, and I wanted to talk to you guys about it. So hopefully that will work for you. And if you don't have a transformation, I guess this is good motivation to get a transformation, so they can use that. I don't really have one except for my pregnancy to post-pregnancy, so they kind of have to just use that. But we have some good resources for them to use with you guys. You guys have rocked your challenges, and that's helpful. Me too, Brittany. It's pretty awesome. All right, ladies. Well, you guys have an awesome evening, and I will talk to you later. Bye.